Well, it's all very simple. We made a lot of extra money out of the publishing business in its heyday.
Do you want to know Charlie Munger's secrets to successful investing? During a rare interview at the annual meeting of the publishing company Daily Journal Corporation, Munger shared his views on the secret of life, the challenges for the younger generations, and, most importantly, the mindset for successful investing. Munger has more than 6 decades of successful investing, so there is proof that this 99-year-old man's thoughts are worth listening to. And the occasions are rare, so follow along as we highlight some of the most interesting parts of the 2-hour-long interview. Here's everything you need to know. Charlie Munger has a lengthy history of working in the investment management industry. He is widely respected in the investment community for his disciplined approach to investing and his willingness to stick to his principles, even during turbulent economic times. Munger is estimated by Forbes to be worth about $2.2 billion. Clearly, he is doing something right. Here's a quick recap to some of the highlights of his career. In 1962, Munger partnered up with Warren Buffett and joined the board of Berkshire Hathaway. In 1978, he became its vice chairman, and as of today, he continues to hold this position. In other words, he has been in this role for over 45 years. Over those years, Munger has played a critical role in shaping Berkshire Hathaway's investment strategy and decision-making process. He has helped Berkshire Hathaway acquire a number of well-known companies. One of them is See's Candies that he invested in 1972. Munger acknowledged the high quality of the company's products and anticipated the company's future expansion. See's Candies has since developed into a highly profitable subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway. From there onwards, he made several successful investments over the years, including the Washington Post Company, Wesco Financial Corporation, and Dairy Queen. Another company where Munger has played an important role is the Daily Journal Company, a newspaper publishing and software technology company. He became chairman of the Daily Journal in 1977 and is currently the chairman of the company's board of directors. Munger has made significant investments in the Daily Journal's legal software segment because he believed it had significant untapped potential. The price of the shares more than quadrupled between 2012 and 2020. It was during the annual meeting of the Daily Journal on February 15, 2023, that Munger shared his thoughts as respondees to questions from the shareholders. We'll take a closer look at some of the themes that stood out during the interview: the secret of life, the challenges for the younger generations, the mindset for successful investing. Let's start with the secret of life.
Well, yes, and you climb as hard as you can by just advancing 1 inch at a time. That's the secret of life. And now there's always somebody who's a little nuts and who succeeds, but for every guy who succeeds, there are 1,000 failures.
Have you ever stopped to consider how fortunate we are to live in the modern era? According to Charlie Munger, one of the most respected investors in the world, we should all be a lot happier with what we have. In fact, Munger finds it perplexing that so many people in today's society are not more content with their lives, especially when compared to those who lived during much more difficult times in the past. Munger also believes that envy is a natural human emotion that can creep up on us all, no matter how much we have. He points out that there will always be others who have more, but that doesn't mean we should be any less grateful for what we have. Unfortunately, jealousy has become an all-too-common motivator in our society, driving people to constantly compare themselves to others and strive for more, even when they already have so much. But let's take a moment to reflect on just how far we've come, or as Munger sees it. Before the 1800s, life was incredibly harsh, short, and limited for most people. There was no printing press to spread knowledge and ideas, no air conditioning to keep us cool during hot summers, and no modern medical equipment to help us when we fell ill. Yet, despite these hardships, our ancestors persevered and built the foundations of the world we live in today. Then again, Munger gives off the impression that he has conquered the propensity himself. Listen to this.
People are less happy about the state of affairs than they were when things were way tougher. And that has a very simple explanation. The world is not driven by greed, it's driven by envy. It's weird for somebody my age because I was in the middle of the Great Depression when the hardship was unbelievable. I have conquered envy in my own life. I don't envy anybody. I don't give a damn what somebody else has. But other people are driven crazy by it.
Charlie Munger continues saying that social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are particularly effective at igniting feelings of envy or jealousy, as they connect us with individuals who only offer highly curated peeks into the positive developments in their lives. During the discussion, Munger referred to the work of Steven Pinker, a psychologist at Harvard, where Pinker has argued that the quality of life around the world has dramatically improved over the past century or so, citing evidence such as longer life expectancies and reduced global poverty. Munger's perception of pervasive envy in today's environment might be right on the money. Several studies, prominent being a study conducted by Cohen and Fast in 2020 at Harvard, suggest that approximately 75% of people are envious of someone else in any given year. In short, the secret to living a good life is to have low expectations, stay away from jealousy, and be grateful for what you have. Munger has a clear idea about the challenges for the younger generations. It has never been more difficult for young people to earn and keep their own money. Munger stated during the interview that it has become a great deal more difficult for the last few decades to properly navigate the world of investments. Even when adjusted for the effects of inflation, he highlighted that the costs of living in several regions in the United States are now noticeably greater than they have ever been. According to Charlie Munger, it's going to be way harder for the group that's graduated from college now to get rich and stay rich. Compare what it used to cost to own a house in a desirable neighborhood in a city like Los Angeles. And this makes it challenging to provide young people in today's society with investment advice because there is no one size that fits all. Finally, and perhaps most importantly for investors, is Munger's view on the mindset you need for successful investing. Here are 4 keys to success. 1. You need to overcome your mental bias.
Well, if I had to name one factor that dominates human bad decisions, it would be what I call denial. If the truth is unpleasant enough, people their mind plays tricks on them and they think it isn't really happening. And of course that causes enormous destruction of business, where people go on throwing money into the way they used to do things, even though it isn't going to work at all well in the way the world is now, having changed.
Munger says that denial can lead to a failure to adapt to changing circumstances, resulting in missed opportunities and poor investment decisions. He believes that as an investor, it's crucial to have a clear and realistic understanding of the business landscape and the macroeconomic forces that shape it. Failing to acknowledge and adapt to changes can result in missed opportunities, poor decision-making, and ultimately, underperformance. Successful management investors need to have a clear-eyed view of the world, be able to assess and adapt to changes, and have a forward-thinking strategy that accounts for potential challenges and opportunities. 2. Stay with what you know.
I don't think there are good arguments against my position. I think the people that oppose my position are idiots. And so I don't think there is a rational argument against my position. This is an incredible thing. Naturally, people like to run gambling casinos where other people lose. And the people who invented this crypto crapo, which is my name for it, and sometimes I call it crypto crapo and sometimes I call it, crypto shit.
It is crystal clear that Munger thinks crypto is nothing but nonsense. He argues that national currency, just like national air, has a long history of evolution and development, and its value and significance have been established over time through social and political consensus. Attempts to replace national currency with cryptocurrency can disrupt this delicate balance and potentially cause economic instability and uncertainty. And he adds that cryptocurrency is a relatively new and untested technology that lacks the necessary regulatory oversight and infrastructure to replace national currency effectively. Stay away from it. 3. Seek individualized guidance. Take a look at what he had to say.
I do think you ought to be able to state on a lot of issues. How big should the social safety net be? That's a place where reasonable minds can disagree. And you should be able to state the case on the other side about as well as the case you believe in.
Charlie Munger's wisdom yet again blatantly gives us the reality check, explaining to us how the investment climate can be unpredictable, volatile, and sometimes downright confusing. But for those willing to put in the time, effort, and patience required, the rewards can be significant. This may, of course, involve seeking out mentors or advisors, diversifying our portfolios, and staying informed about the latest developments in the markets. The fourth key to success is appreciate delayed gratification.
We're trying to find ways to intelligently spend money, to make them better. And of course, our apartments do better than other people do, because the man who runs them does it so well for me. There are two young men that do it with me. But it's all deferred gratification.
That is, stop that impulse to act immediately for a small gain and accept to wait for something better at a later time. Munger quotes the famous marshmallow test and is convinced that delayed gratification is crucial in achieving financial stability and success. It involves resisting the urge to spend impulsively and instead saving and investing towards long-term goals. By delaying gratification, individuals can build wealth, reduce debt, and make better financial decisions. Additionally, he asserts that delayed gratification helps individuals stay focused on their goals and persevere through challenges and setbacks. Should we trust Charlie Munger and listen to his way of thinking? Well, given the account of Munger's successful investments over the years, it's quite evident that whatever he has proposed up till now should be taken seriously. That is, if you're thinking of investing with the hope for big returns.
What percentage of American 401ks have our plan? Index funds required. About zero. Am I right or am I wrong? Well, of course I'm right.
That is all for today. Do let us know in the comments section which one of Charlie Munger's reflections resonate with you. If you wish to catch us soon, do give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel by hitting the bell icon.